And welcome to another episode of Coach Keyton and Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network on this beautiful Sunday morning, September 7th, 2025, the night after. The guy in the bottom's real happy. Coach Gary Keyton, his Spartans pulled out an overtime win, double overtime win over PC. That was a good win for them.
Sure.
And the guy in the upper left or right corner, I've known him since junior Trojan days. Efe Scott-Emuakpor, product of East Lansing High School, Ball State, played college football, and now he's taken on the daunting task of flipping around this Okemos Wolves football team and doing a terrific job coming off a 7-6 win Friday night over Grand Rapids Union. So let's start with you, Efe. Congratulations to that. Congratulations. And as you always say, increments, baby steps, whatever to get this program around. How you feeling about things right now?
I feel good. It was a good win. I tell the kids all the time that anytime you win a football game, a lot of people don't understand how hard it truly is to win a football game and how much preparation goes into it and how it starts. It doesn't start on the Friday morning of the game. It starts way before, like at the very beginning of the week. And so a lot of things had to go right for us to win 7-6. And it was a defensive battle. I thought we played okay, like on offense. We just kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit with some things. And Grand Rapids Union, they play in a tough conference. So we knew that we saw their record and whatnot, but we took that with a grain of salt because we knew that they got to see Muskegon, they got to see Mona Shores, Byron Center, all in their conference. So we knew they'd be tough. And they came in, had a triple option attack, so they took a lot of time off the clock. And our defense did a good job. Coach Javi did a good job, game planning and our scout team. See, when you play against those types of offenses, the scout team has to be on point during the week.
Absolutely.
So our scout team was pretty solid all week and helped our defense prepare for the game. And so we weren't really surprised by anything that they did. So we were able to stay solid on defense throughout the game and shoot. Our touchdown was a pick six. So that was a big defensive performance.
Absolutely. Well, you find a lot of different ways to win a football game, and your defense is step up. Gary Keyton, I want you to, from your observation, you known Efe a long time. You coached against Efe when Efe was at East Lansing High School, and you were coaching at Everett, and you've seen him. You coached against him, and you coached with him at East Lansing High School. So, from your vantage point, what Efe's doing and Javi and the other staff people, what are you seeing through your lens of what's happening at Okemos?
Well, at the end of the day, they won games last year, and they won a game this year.
Yep.
So, and prior to that, there were no games.
Yeah.
And had no numbers, and blah blah blah. And I can almost guarantee you that the kids in the school are still making fun of the kids that are playing football because that's what kids do. It doesn't make it right, but that's what they do. And until, and if he could just, we always talk about, well, I know I used to talk about it when I was at Eastern, and then we definitely talked about it at EV. Like, look, if when you build a house, you got to start from the foundation, and you got to build it up. You just got to keep stacking. And you just won 2 wins last year, I believe, right? And got to win this year. And, if that's the only win this year, that's okay, because you can see just by watching their scrimmage, watching the film, that they're getting better. And then you get the youth program, and he's working with that and getting that, I watched a couple games of them last year, and there's kids coming. So you just have to build that excitement, and you gotta build each day to make it a better day. And as long as those kids enjoy, and then it's about retention and keeping them coming, and because it's not like you said, we've talked about this at exhaustion time about how hard it is to win a football game.
Any level.
Any level.
Efe, I always look at you and hobby as playing the long game in building this program, not the quick. And we've talked about this, and I was so happy seeing that first win over Clio last year and how happy you guys were. So what is the long game? What are the increments, the abutments of building this thing to get it where you want to get it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know. Like I try and live by the be where your feet are type of mindset. So, just try and take care of all the little things a step at a time and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Like I know, we know we're doing the best we can. We don't know everything, but we know quite a bit in terms of how to build relationships and build culture, and have the right things in place and do all the exciting things that kids like. We have so many different uniform combinations now. Coach, I'm sure Coach Keyton would appreciate the all black helmets that we came out with. And I kind of turned that whole thing for our program into like, okay, we got beat up, we got knocked out. And my analogy was in MMA or boxing, when they show that fight, of the night and there's a knockout, all they do is they just show that was a sweet knockout. It was a knockout of the night. They don't go back and say, well, the person that had that knockout got beat up last time. And, this person they're 1-3 in their last 4 fights. They're like, look at that knockout. Look at what they just did. And they show that on ESPN, so we're like, okay, we got beat up last week, but, we surprised them with the black helmets. We went all black. I knew it was going to be a big night because the students did their paint party, which is big at Okemos. Our youth program was youth night. So
nice.
Kind of wanted to make a big statement, wear something a little different that brought a lot of excitement. And I think just doing those little things, and focusing on the individual moments, I think over time you kind of stack all those up and you see things growing over time. So I think the long game would be what anyone would expect it to be in terms of just from a natural growth standpoint. We won 2 games last year, so yeah, we want to improve on that. And we've preached to the guys that we want to be a playoff caliber team and all that. Well, winning yesterday is a step in that direction, but we're not going to be looking so far ahead. We got a tough conference. We got a tough schedule. Like we got done with last week. We're already getting ready this week to play against a tough Everett team with a guy that in Jaleel, and we know that he's going to have them ready. We know they have a back that's big and strong and is going to be tough to tackle. That even some of our guys are cool with, because at Okemos. So we know what we got to see. We got to go from Everett to East Lansing to Holt and there's talent across the board. So
no weeks off in the blue, baby.
Yeah, no. So we're excited because of how hard it is to win the game. Like we're very excited about the win. But we just want to build a step at a time and go from there and keep on being there for the kids and being a positive influence in their lives, and all that other stuff will take care of itself. down the road.
You know, speaking of uniforms, and so last night I'm here with my Michigan, but we're watching both games. Michigan game on the big screen, Michigan State over at Monitor 2, and seeing those black uniforms and the white helmets. And, you know, I'm on social media, follow them. I like to follow people's viewpoints of the game, and they're my friends who are Michigan State alumni are just appalled. I mean, what happened with green and white? So you, Kerry Keyton, and I'm going to have FH up in here too. I mean, it's what the kids want, right? It's their game. It's their game. It's not your game, right?
You can tell all them old ass stuck in the mud people to mind their business. And if they don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. Don't nobody give a damn what they think. It's about what the kids like. And when the kids love that shit.
Absolutely.
All our kids at EV, when we first put names on the back of the jerseys, man, you talk about nuts. And then we start coming out with the, and look, I said, wait, we're gonna raise this money, we're gonna get out there and hustle this money, we're gonna get these uniforms. You know, at the end of the day, we had 6 tops and bottoms, all colors. You know, them kids love that stuff. And when they get to wear it, you know, it brings a whole different vibe. You know, I would have liked to see a blackout, you know, in the stadium last night would have been cool. Night game, you know, all that kind of stuff. Black the stadium out. They got all the pyrotechnics now and all that. It's about what the kid, if that's what makes the kids happy and gets the kids fired up and they can play just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like I said, and if you don't like it, then damn it, don't watch it. Stay at home and turn the TV off, but who cares?
So FA, if you look good, you play good, right? Is that what's coming off on your kids?
Yeah, that's I want everything Coach just said is 1000% spot on. Like, you know, and I'm young, so I'm still kind of in that, like, I like that stuff.
Hell yeah.
I like doing something different. If you would have heard and seen the kids when they walked into the locker room, because we surprised them.
Oh my.
We went on Thursday night, because that's a process. We went to work and we got all those things taken care of. Like got the decals on them and everything. And when the kids walked in the locker room and saw that, like they were going crazy. They were like, what? Like, how did this happen? Like, it gave, you know, I'm sure it gave them a little bit more juice to go out there. And then other people see that, who, you know, like I said, it's our youth night. So all the youth program kids are there running around, and we come out in the all black, and there's probably some 5th graders and 6th graders that are like, man, I can't wait to get to high school, because
can't wait to get in that uniform.
I might be able to play in that all black.
Yeah.
I might be able to wear the baby blue pants. I might be able to. We have a lot of different things that like, I try and do things that the kids enjoy, that they'll have memories, you know, long after they're done playing, because you know, I have memories myself of, you know, cool things that were done for me over the course of my career playing different sports, and you don't forget those things. Like, you know, we have big speakers in the locker room now, and who cares about that stuff, right? It's not that important. But for the kids, something like that could mean everything. Yeah. And something like that could be one of the main reasons why certain kids appreciate showing up every day. So
two times at once when I was at Eastern, where we ordered gold jerseys. We got the gold jerseys for the first time. And we had them in the we played them against Everett. And we did the whole switcheroo. We came in, we're all blued out, and then they were in the locker room, and only the coaching staff knew. Kids, then nobody knew about these gold jerseys. And we went in the locker room, and then we came all blue, and then went in before the game, and then like, hey man, look, this is a big game, because Marcel, he was coaching me the year before, and he went to Everett, and then they said, we got something special for Coach Carruthers for tonight. And Coach opened up the tub, and the gold jerseys, Craziness.
Christmas morning, like Christmas morning
Absolutely.
kids, basically.
And we did it also senior night against Sexton. The first time we broke out the baby blues, and the seniors were out there. The other kids were in the locker room. We busted off of them, and they went nuts, and they were all dressed in them. And then when the seniors came back in, they were like, "What the?" And then it's just like you said, it's
very cool.
Them excitement. Those you'll never forget those.
No. Life's too short. Life is too short not to embrace those moments.
Yeah.
It's all about the kids.
It's a game. Let's have fun. I want to speak on those uniforms and Michigan State. Let's segue over to that double overtime win. Michigan State. I thought this was a critical win for Michigan State. I'm going to get your guys' opinion on because of this. When you look at the schedule and you got USC coming up and some other tough games, this was a critical one to get bowl eligible. But they played a good second half for the first time in a long time. So can I start with you, your biggest takeaways from that Spartan win over BC?
You hit it on the head. And Coach talked about it all week, from last week, we played a half, and then the second half was kind of a dud. Like, look, it's a 60-minute game, and in this case, it was 60 minutes plus. You have to play a full 60-minute games when you play the good teams because they're going to play for 60 minutes. And, the defense, that quarterback good. There's a reason he's at Alabama. My friends are texting me, what the heck's going on? We got to do this. I'm like, hey, man, Boston College got scholarship athletes too. They got NIL money at Boston College too. I mean, they're not just a bunch of slums coming in here trying to, lose the game. They got good players. Number 15 is going to get drafted for them. Trust me. But they played the foot, and when there was opportunities, I think that they could have put their head down. They didn't. They kept fighting, and they made some adjustments. The second half defense played much better. We ran the ball again well, which is we got to work on. And I think it's just a technique thing. I was just watching the game, and I'm like, I can fix that. Give me 15 minutes with that kid. I could fix that. Standing and the holding calls and stuff. It's a technique thing. It's not an effort thing. It's a technique thing and moving some parts around. But again, Childs, Aiden Childs, he has to get better at with too many wide open guys we missed last night. We got to get better. He's got to get better at that.
Yeah, I see optimism. Efe, I want to get and Efe Scott-Emuakpor played for Ball State, the Cardinals, and you talk about it's tough to win a football game. Ask West Virginia. They go to Athens, Ohio, and they lose to a MAC team yesterday. So FBS is FBS. So this is a good win, don't you think, for Michigan State last night, Efe?
Yeah, it's any win is a good win, and Michigan State they lost to Boston College last year.
Yeah, so, in the same fashion, right at the end,
Yeah, so like for them to pull out that win, for it to happen in overtime. Obviously, you go back and you watch the film, and you're gonna see, terrible things on film. You're gonna see a lot of positives, but at the end of the day, again, when you win, everything feels a little bit better. And
Efe, I want to ask you about film study and stuff. How much do your kids learn from film study as you educate them on like a Saturday morning or whatever, moving forward in preparation? How vital is that for your program?
Yeah, so that was one of the bigger things that we had to get our kids to truly understand, and not just watching the film, but understanding how to watch film and what you need to be looking for, and how the way you watch it differs based on the position that you play. Right? There's so many different aspects to football, and that's why it's the ultimate team game. There's so many positions that are very different from one another, but the jobs all got to be done well together to win. And so when it comes to watching film and preparing, right, you have to do it, but you have to understand how to do it and understand what to look for. And so a lineman's not going to watch film the same way that a cornerback is going to watch film, right? A quarterback probably has to understand everything that the defense is doing. A safety might watch film differently than the defensive lineman. Certain coaches on the staff are going to be watching film a little bit differently. So, like, getting everybody to understand how important it is, because, again, like I said last week, this past week for our game, and you get a team that runs a triple option type of offense where you got to be very disciplined, and you got film study is important. Our guys did a great job watching film. Our scout guys did a great job watching film and understanding how they run their offense so they can run the scout team.
Very, very.
So if we don't have guys doing that, well, then things are all over the place. And then, certain players don't get as prepared. And so when we get hit with certain things in the game, right, we're not ready for it. We're blindsided by it. So we try and watch film and look for any type of indicators that might help give us that edge or the knowledge of what what a team might do, right? Studying tendencies, alignments, understanding who the other team's best guys are. Because when things get tight, right, just about every coach is going to look for their guys. They're not going to run a specific play. They're going to look for their guys. So you got to understand who those guys are and where they are. And so there's so many different elements to it, but understanding the importance of it and understanding how to watch film and what to look for is a very integral part, and as kids develop and they grow and they get to higher levels, it gets even more important.
Speaking of the other team's best guy, Oklahoma's John Mateer is that guy.
He is that guy.
He owned Michigan. I mean, the game 24-13, the Sooners over the Wolverines was, it wasn't a blowout, but Michigan never threatened Oklahoma. And John Mateer, guy threw for 270 yards, 21-34. He had another 74 on the ground. He leg presses 450 pounds. This is a dude, Kerry Keyton, don't you think?
He was watching them Jalen Hurts Oklahoma videos, getting them legs strong.
There you go.
So he could run that ball. I was clicking back and forth trying to watch because I got rid of my side TV, gave it to my daughters, and I haven't replaced it yet. But I was clicking back in between commercials and trying to catch as much, and then I actually cut my iPad on. So I was trying to watch both at the same time because that environment there was just unreal.
Right.
They was coming unglued there in Oklahoma. But yeah, no, that guy. But then that was definitely like old school, like Oklahoma when they had big Blake Bulldozer running those quarterback keeps and the quarterback counter, and like, man, look at this kid. Like, I never even heard of that kid before.
Yeah, well, we hear about him in Washington State. I mean, that was a big transfer portal, and he took his OC with him, or his OC took him with him. 29-year-old. Yeah, and so I mean, Oklahoma and Norman, pretty doggone tough. But Efe, how cool is it to have a dual threat quarterback, and how that attacks the defense?
Well, it makes it tougher to prepare for an offense because you always have to know in the back of your mind that the quarterback can tuck it and run, and the quarterback is an athlete. And, a lot of teams that like to run the quarterback, it allows them to get an extra blocker in the box and create a numbers advantage. So when you have a quarterback that can run the ball, you have a quarterback that can extend plays. It's not easy to cover in the defensive backfield for very long. It can be really tough. So, I think that's a joy, especially in today's modern game. you have a quarterback that can run, it makes your offense that much more dynamic, and it makes the defense's job, that much tougher. So I'm sure a lot of programs look for that. And even nowadays, the quarterbacks that are labeled traditional, like pocket passers, like you could say like Kirk Cousins is a pocket passer.
Yeah.
But he ain't slow.
No.
Like he can take off and run on you if you give him a running lane, or he'll take off and get 15 yards on you, outrun linebackers and slide. Like, so I think today it's kind of becoming a standard. You don't get those quarterbacks that just can't run it all. Like Aaron Rodgers is a pocket, passer, but he's even better when he escapes the pocket.
Yeah, even at 41 years old.
Right. So, yeah. And like with the Michigan-Oklahoma game, like Michigan fans, I've seen some stuff on social media. Like Michigan fans got to relax about Bryce Underwood. It's like first of all, he is a freshman. I know. Right. I know he's getting paid a lot of money, but that's just how he's just getting paid his market share, because that's how much he generates. It's still his second career start for a blue blood program on the road against another blue blood program. And like, he's going to get better. He's everything that everybody said he was, but like, you expect him to go into Norman and go throw for 400 yards, and like if he would have done that last night, the dud was going to come at some point in the conference play. Like he's going to have his ups and downs, but he's a really good player. He's real, like everything. He's as good as advertised, and from what I've heard, it seems like he's a good, smart kid.
He's a competitive guy, and he and Justice Haynes went at it on the sideline because they want to win. They want to win. They care so much.
I got no problem with that.
I didn't either. I thought it was great.
When you're passionate about the game,
exactly,
and everybody you work so hard to try and reach the common goal, and everybody's different. People got to understand, on a football team, you have a lot of different personalities and alphas in there that have to blend together to achieve that goal. And sometimes because of that passion and that drive and that love, you clash a little bit. Now, it's not necessarily what you want to see, but where it's coming from, it's coming from a place of good. And then now, okay, you sit down and you iron it out, you calm down, because something probably just happened on the field where emotions were high. And once they probably sat down like, hey, okay, like this is what I thought. Okay, cool, let's get on the same page. And you move on. But that's football for you.
Hey, Kerry, you ever get in an altercation like that, Kerry, in practice or in the game field situation?
Hey, I almost killed my nephew on the sideline against Sexton. His senior year. It's one of the greatest games I ever seen. Brandon Dunn had one of the most iconic performances ever. Kid ran for almost 300 yards, played every down on defense because he had to. Because we was lighting it up, but we ended up losing 56-55 in overtime.
My God.
But we started out terrible, like losing 21-0. And then Coach Bogan, he started feeling himself, start throwing the ball around a little bit, and then we start picking things off and got us back in the game. But Mike was on the sideline running his mouth talking about, let me play defense. I said, boy, you ain't completed a pass yet. How about you just shut up and do that? Worry about your job and let us worry about the rest of it. But that's because he wanted to win. I would much rather have a kid or guys on the sideline arguing about each other to win than, guys just sitting on the sideline not caring. Well, we played in Hancock Bowl Highland Hickson, which if anybody knows Highland, Coach, you know Highland, Tom, how fiery he used to be, and he was trying to get the fired up on the sideline, and USC had like 9-10 guys in the box, man. I mean, it was like come on, man. There's a whole bunch of people in here trying to block to make room to get, and he was trying to fire us up on the sideline, and Matt Keller played right guard. He was not trying to hear it right now because it was frustrating. Like, hey man, how are we supposed to block all these people? And he was like, they got into it a little bit, but it's like I said, it's the passion. We're all trying to win, and it's that hard.
To
do. So I ain't got no problem with just back it up with that 85-yard runs. Hey, I'm bringing it to the table too, baby. So we all on the same page. Though, like you said, Bryce Underwood's going to be just fine, and then people better shut up and leave that man alone because remember, the portal is available, and there'll be plenty of people out there to offer him the same amount of money to go someplace else.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, watch what you wish for. I think they'll be, and I think a couple weeks from yesterday, 2 critical road games, both for Michigan State and Michigan. Michigan State playing at the Coliseum in LA against USC, a very talented USC team, explosive offensive players. Michigan going to Nebraska, another hostile environment where Bryce Underwood, I think, will play a lot better. We'll learn a lot. Well, Efe Scott-Emuakpor, we thank you so much for coming on our show. We're so proud of you, of what you and Javi and the rest of the staff are doing at Okemos. I'm an admirer from afar. I think you're doing a great job, doing all the good things. And so we'll have you on again later in the year. So keep doing what you're doing, my friend.
Yeah, anytime. No, I appreciate it. I always, I always check in and listen to what you guys are talking about on these Sundays. So keep it up. You guys are my guys. You guys support, along with like Jack Ebling's on our side. Jack Ebling is like one of our assistant coaches. I turned him on right, and Jack Ebling's like, "Hey, coach, yeah, that was a good decision." And I'm like, "That's Jack, yeah," but he's all into everything we're doing. And
Jack got ownership because his boy played out there, so he understands.
He loved it, and so that's what I like about our community.
Yeah.
We're still attached to our roots, and I go to East Lansing games. Cody played with UFA, and so I think it's all good. I like all our teams to do well, and it can be a struggle. And good luck next week against Everett next week, right? That's who you play, or you got them at home?
Yeah, we got Everett at home. Everett at
all
home.
Right.
So see my guy Jaleel. Jaleel
can't.
That's been my. I've always loved matching up with Jaleel since we were about 15 years old, 16 years old, because he made me work.
Yeah,
he made me work. Even when I'd make plays on him, he made me work.
Yeah,
he's the same way as a coach. You've done a good job with that.
He's done a really good job. I know Kerry's proud of him as well. So, all right, guys. Great job, and hey, as Kerry always ends it.
Hold on, I'll get in trouble if I don't say this. I have to get this in real quick. 2 things. One, shout out to I took the young people from Eastern JV to Clio, which Efe was there. 2,500 people in that city. The facility they have there for their football.
Didn't I tell you about it?
No, I was walked in there. I jumped put a bus in there. I'm like, what in the world am I? What? They got the big jumbo. They got the sweet turf. They got the 15-yard in the end zone for the linemen. Sweet team rooms. I'm like 20, and I went. Then I started getting on my phone and started looking up the 2,500 people population, and they got this facility, beautiful facility there for their kids. And then secondly, unfortunately, I was unable to make the Michigan State game last night because I was in Olivet with my daughter, Callie, her volleyball team, East Lansing. They played Olivet, and they had me there. We left the house at 6:15 And brother, when I tell you, we didn't get home until 6:35 because these girls played volleyball all day and won a tournament.
Yeah.
And won the Old Town Throwdown. So shout out to East Lansing girls volleyball for getting the W's and winning. And then and my daughter Kayla, she refereeing now, which you know how Carrie get down with the referees. So I had to go heckle her. I had to get on the referees and go heckle my own daughter. But so she did that, and it was a really good day. The Spartans won. And like I said, hey, I ain't mad at Michigan. I mean, I ain't rooting for Michigan, but I thought that Bryce Underwood did, from what I saw, that kid's gonna be special.
It's gonna be a fun year. And as the saying goes, a lot of football to be played.
A lot
at all levels, including the Okemos Wolves, who we cheer on. Efe, great job. Thanks for having us on. To all our listeners here at Coach Keyton Crawford, have a great day.
Go Green.